We'll behave. Good evening. Welcome to the Clover Garden School Board of Directors meeting, January 14th, 2025. We called the meeting to order at 6:31 p.m. Ms. Verakin, Roland Mission.
Will of the board, we are entrusted to care for the current school and stay focused on the vision for the future school. No trust, no unity, no progress. Mission, Clover Garden School will foster community, generate enthusiasm, challenge students academically, and produce successful citizens.
Thank you. Has everyone had a chance to review tonight's agenda? Any questions or additions? Do I have a motion to approve tonight's agenda? Ms. Merle, second. Ms. Foster, all in favor? Thank you. Has everyone reviewed the minutes from November 12th, 2024? Any additions or changes? Do I have a motion to approve the November 2024 minutes? Ms. Russell, second. Ms. Gould, all in favor? Thank you. Do we have any stakeholders? Any public comment or anything? Okay, thank you. That takes us to finances, the November 2024 and December 2024 budgets. Ms. Simmons?
Those budgets are in the Google Drive for review. Any questions?
Ms. Lane, have you had a chance to review both?
Yes.
Any questions?
No.
Any other questions from the rest of the board on the
Yes.
budgets?
I have a
Yes,
quick
ma'am.
one. I noticed capital equipment and purchases. Was that for the buses that we purchased?
Which month are you speaking of?
December, excuse me. There's a 0 in the budget and it looks like we spent 25.
No, that was for two different things.
Okay,
That is for capital equipment, so that would probably for some laptops that we purchased.
okay,
We just have to move it from one to the other.
okay. Got it.
That's why there was none in the budget.
So will that move to technology?
Yes.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? Do I have a motion to approve the November and December 2024 budgets? Ms. Lane, second. Ms. Merle, all in favor? Thank you. Principals update. Ms. Spencer and Dr. Morris.
For this we do have presenters for our spotlight under our academic section, and we'll pass it to Nancy for a moment.
We'd like to have our middle school team present tonight. We have Ms. Rebecca Wilson and Ms. Nicole White come up and present for our middle school.
This is more intimidating than the middle school.
We don't talk. It's fine.
So I'm Sarah Nicola. I know I've met a lot of you in the past. I've been an English teacher here for 11 years. I'm Rebecca Wilson. I'm middle school social studies and science, and this is my first official year as full-time teacher. And so Ms. Spencer just asked the middle school to share something they felt was important to them this school year. And a big thing the middle school has focused on this year is unity and being all in it together. And so our reason for the focus on unity is last school year, the middle school team in particular faced a lot of turnover and a lot of long-term subs, especially in math and ELA. And then with the increased student population, of course, there were increased behaviors and just brand new kids getting used to Clover Garden.
What we did to set ourselves off in the right foot this year. We met starting in the summer during the teacher work days to ensure that all core teachers were on the same page. That way students would hear the same expectations, and we as teachers would know what was happening in our neighborhood classrooms, provided support if we needed it.
And before we go to the next slide, So we are teachers and we can't just stand up here and do a PowerPoint. So we have a little activity for you guys. I promise it is very easy. But these are just 5 examples of things that we have done to become a unified middle school. So I'm glad you have your pens. You're just doing some matching really fast.
Hopefully, might have enough.
I love this. This is fun.
I think I handed my one. You're ready. Thank you. The answer to number 1. Anybody? Got a good guess?
Is it A?
It is A. You wanna talk about A?
I think I got
Okay,
one.
so we decided to do A, but then send everyone up to one document. If somebody forgets to fill it out, we send each other reminders. We know what's going on in each other's classrooms. We know this person has a test here, so guess what? I had a test here, but I seen that they already posted it. I'm gonna change my dates a little bit. That way we're not stacking so much on top of each other. We're all on one accord. And that way, when we send it out, the parents are getting the direct information from all the teachers in one sort of format. That way you're not getting teacher on Monday, teacher on Wednesday, teacher on Friday. It's one format. It goes out normally on Sunday when Ms. Bright gets messages and all the parents receive it at the same time. It's the same process. It keeps everybody moving.
Does anyone know the answer to number 2?
Come on, guys.
D. D is correct. So the first week of school, when we had the teacher work days as a middle school, we all got together and came up with a late work policy because something we had noticed in the prior year was that a new teacher would come in and they would have their late work policy. And then it became a back and forth of, oh, well, this teacher lets us do this. This teacher lets us do this, and it was almost like the teachers were being pitted against each other. And so after the first quarter, some of the teachers this year have tightened up or made their late policy more strict, but none of us accept work after 3 days. So late work after 3 days, and that's just a way that we're all on the same page. The students and the parents all know our expectations.
Number 3.
B.
It is B. So we created this. Once we had the core teachers who would be working, we actually met over the summer and created this mission statement together. And it was just a way of saying, we know we need to fill in the learning gaps for the school year. We also know that we need to teach students what integrity and character traits look like, as well as staying positive. And then number 4.
E.
Very good, and that one's pretty straightforward, just making sure students can attend ELA and math tutoring when needed. And then last one.
C.
So for C, we came up with at the beginning of the year a 3 warning system. And then after the first 9 weeks, we knew the kids knew the expectations. We cut it back to 2 warnings. And so those are verbal warnings for minor infractions in the classroom. And we did it where I've got I was gonna say, we have a little turtle here. We have a little pig here. So one of the ways that we enforce this, instead of verbally calling on Johnny, like, Johnny, pay attention, multiple times in a class period, each teacher has different animals. And so the kids get 2 animals on the corner of their desk each class period. And if they do get in trouble, instead of having to yell across the room, stop the entire lesson, the teacher can just go over and take an animal off the table. And that's a silent way of the kid knowing, oh, hey, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And it doesn't disrupt the entire class. And so with this warning system, if you lose all your pigs, or if you lose all your flamingos or your hedgehog, then we did lunch detention. And this quarter, we are actually going to try after school detention, because we've had some students who lunch detention wasn't quite the message they needed. So we all got together, and as a group, we decided, okay, we'll try this instead. But the majority of the middle schoolers get to keep their animals all day long. And then last thing we just wanted to do is something that we wanted to shout out the board for in helping us with unifying the middle school is Go Guardian has been a huge help. We can see what the kids are doing on their computers all in one spot, and we're not like walking around trying to like look at screens and then trying to catch a kid who's in the corner hiding their screen.
Something I just started doing this semester with my kiddos, and I love it, is because I'm using Go Guardian. I'm doing notes versus always having paper notes. The kids love using their computers. So I have Google Doc where they made a copy and they're filling in their notes as we go. And I brought in an extra computer, so I have one computer sitting in front of me on Go Guardian, and I can watch the kids, make sure they're staying on task while I'm presenting the information and giving them the information to fill in their blanks. So I can teach, they can use the technology, and we can monitor and make sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing.
And then we are very appreciative of having Mr. Kane upstairs in building 3. That has made a huge difference. And just with the media behaviors, when Whitfield and Spencer are being pulled in 100,000 directions, we can go chase down Mr. Kane. And then the educator's handbook just lets all of the middle school teachers see, oh, Joe Bob Billy is having the same behavior in all his morning classes. So maybe that's something we sit down together and figure out what's going on with Joe Bob Billy's mornings. Any questions or?
I don't have any questions, but I noticed on your mission statement, the last line, it says, we will not only hold our students accountable for academic work and behaviors, but we will hold each other accountable to giving 100% to all students without burning out. And I think that I just wanted to point that out, like, that's amazing. That not only are you dedicating yourself to your students, but you're supporting your teammates. And I think it's also to point out the burning out, because that doesn't help anybody. So I like that you guys put that in your mission statement and that you're standing by that. I think that's awesome.
Yes, we created a middle school group chat, and so we'll send each other, yes, the divas is what it's called, and we'll send each other just like silly Instagram videos and stuff to kind of cheer us up when someone's had a bad day.
That's an important support. Thank you guys for doing that for each other.
I
Good job.
also love the way that you all have in your classrooms, all have the same expectations. So when they move from one spot to the other, it's not this way in one class and this way in another class. And the discipline, the way you're handling that, I think that is awesome. I mean, I think that, I've never quite heard that approach before. And so I think that was a very creative way to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Fabulous job.
You know, let you guys go talk about important things.
That was very important. Thank you.
And so while we're on thank yous and honor and things of such, I'll just keep the ball rolling. So we, again, like to begin, just with honor recognitions. And so a few shout outs we would like to share. We have the administrative team. So one thing, we like to thank Mrs. Jones and our other parent volunteers who provided food and games for our annual staff Christmas party, which was held just that last day before the birthday. It was awesome. It was great to see the K-12 staff together, smiling and having fun. So we're super appreciative of that. Additionally, over on the K-8, we have the Santa store. So we want to give a shout out and super thanks to Ms. Boswell for heading up that initiative, as well as the parent volunteers, our families as well for coming out to run and serve and support within the store. The students definitely look forward to it. And I'm going to share this one conversation I had with a third grader. She said, Ms. Spencer, I'm trying to figure out what I should get for my mom. She said, I don't know if I should get a mug, or maybe she would like something different, or a candle. It was a candle. It was a candle. She said, I think I want to go with the candle. And so again, just to think that the students are thinking about, thinking about receiving as opposed to receiving. So that's the great part. That we look forward to them having that experience. In addition, we want to give a shout out. This is a bittersweet one. Our Sergeant Pat Laws, who's been working with us for a while with the Alamance County Sheriff's Department for teaching there to our 5th grade students, and he's actually retiring this year. So it was a little touching for us in their graduation, but a great experience. He's left such a lasting impression, not just with our current 5th graders, but those that have gone. So we're gonna miss people. Hopefully we'll get to have them around in other professions. And then finally, we're gonna give a shout out to Mrs. Barakin, and the Retirement Planning Committee. Again, another gem, another jewel, Ms. Nina Miller. So we are super supportive and gracious for the days spent to have a great send off of her retirement. And so definitely she will be missed. So now to you, Mrs. Whitfield.
Our academics, we have finished our I-ready for our MOY. So, we're working on the data for you guys for that, but we were waiting because we're right in the middle of the M class for our K2 right now. So as soon as all the check-ins for our middle school are completed and our M class, then we'll have the data for you guys to see the comparison for BOY versus the MOY for that. So Ms. Gladden, myself, and then we have, middle school department representatives as well as high school representatives are gonna be attending, NCPI update for the honors coursework, so that we can look at how to better serve our honors, courses at the high school and our advanced coursework at the middle school for AIG and those who are gonna take honors courses here at the high school. We're gonna be doing that on the 22nd. And then our ELA and math teachers, as well as our elementary teachers, are gonna be participating in I-ready training, which they've been requesting for quite a bit. We finally got the training coming in. The trainer will be coming in on the 28th of this month to do training for them here. Then after looking at our already screener data, we have made adjustments to our NTSS schedules for the MOY. So that is just now taking place, that we've come back from break. So those adjustments to those that are now taking place for that. Move in, Mark?
My turn. So for community culture and climate, I'm covering athletics tonight for Coach Pascal, so she couldn't be with us. So in December before break, we introduced a new fundraising event to replace Dueling for Dollars. So this was something new during that homecoming week for middle school. So we've been trying to implement ways to encompass the community pillar. And in the fall, our varsity volleyball program partner with Southern Alamance Family Empowerment helps stock shelves for their food pantry and create to-go bags. And the shelves they stocked are used to help with over 300 families weekly. To replace the Dueling for Dollars, we had our Homecoming Hero Fund, where the grade levels raised money to benefit 2 of our very own Grizzly families. We use the basketball game to bring awareness to ALS and breast cancer, and we had 2 moms who are battling one of these diseases currently there as representation at the game. They helped crown our homecoming queen and king. The grade level winners for kindergarten, 5th grade, 8th grade, through the Homecoming Hero Fund. Between all the donation platforms, we were able to raise well over $5,000 for our Grizzly. So looking ahead to spring, the sports get cranked up here shortly, especially in February with workouts and things. But we will field 10 teams between middle school and high school, which is the max sports offered, along with adding 2 very successful cheer squads to the athletics and basketball team. That's been kind of a real crowd pleaser and really has, amped up the excitement at games. And then Ms. Paskett would like to thank the administration at both the K-8 and high school campuses for the support to implement the new teams. Also adding new traditions this school year. CGS athletics has really started to grow, and this could not be possible without the amazing teamwork of all the parties involved. Mr. Kane.
All right, hi guys, Mr. Kane, Dean of Students. I am really enjoying my position at Clover. I really am. And one of the things I love to do is to celebrate when kids are doing really well. And I think you get a lot more out of that than through discipline measures. So I really push the positives that our kids are doing. Just finished the attendance recognitions for kindergarten and 1st grade today. We'll do 2nd and 3rd grade tomorrow. We bring them all up to the front of the office, give them a certificate, an ice cream pass, take a big picture of the group, and hopefully they're showing them to their classmates saying, this is what I got for being at school. And yes, our numbers dipped a little bit this quarter, but we've just been hit by a lot of bugs. These kids are struggling. So are the adults. So we know that, perfect attendance is a tough thing to achieve. So we celebrate that. We also did the honor roll recognition for the 1st quarter at the high school and middle school, high school and K-8 campus. And students that earned all A's for 2nd quarter. We're going to get to them. We're going to do attendance this week, and then we'll jump into those kids with the A's 2nd quarter next week, just to give them a little bit of spotlight before we move on. So we also celebrate those kids that are always doing the right thing. No referrals. Teachers kind of count on those kids. So we make sure that they are honored. For the 1st quarter, we did their own selected spirit day. So the kids got to choose, what they could do for their spirit day. So we're having a lot of fun with that, and we're going to do it for the 2nd quarter as well. Celebrating the good things. It's awesome.
So for the community outreach, the junior civitans, mentors, and student council members sponsored a community outreach opportunity to support Hurricane Helene and close for the homeless. For health and safety, Bergen is meeting with staff to complete the Protecting Our Students training in accordance with HB 142. And our after-school student workers have received their CPR certificate. And then January is a busy month. So all the dates are kind of listed below. And we're going to have a Spirit Week for National School Choice Week.
Thank you very much. Great updates. Okay, that moves us on to old business, the safety plan. Ms. Verhaken, any update?
So we're working on that. We are working on some legislative requirements for Center for Safer Schools right now. There's a Protecting Our Students video that our staff at the high school just completed last week. Tomorrow, our K-8 staff will view this video, and then we'll share some information out with our families in regards to what we're gonna be sharing with students. There's some required videos, for legislation that you have to show middle school and high school students. And so those are some things that we are working on that we have, prioritized. They, said, hey, they got the videos out, and then, by the end of the school year, they can let's do share those. So, the staff did great last week. They made 100s on their quizzes, and got certificates, and so, we're just kind of working through that process, right now. Stuff.
Okay, very good, thank you. 2026 charter renewal.
So we have gotten, confirmed, information in regards to our charter renewal, as we will, go over your little mini professional development, session after the meeting today. But we are excited, that has officially been scheduled for the 12th of February, as kind of those next steps in the charter renewal process. So right now we are reaching out, awesome team today, kind of broadcasting and shared some names with us. So we're gonna be reaching out to some families to see if they'd be willing to sit in on our parent, focus groups, and then also with our, staff to put them on their focus group. So there are 4 major focus groups, the board, the administration team, and then staff, and then parents. So all of those will be conducted virtually. So they will be they actually just before this meeting sent me a link, to kind of forward to those that will be joining, those focus group interviews. So again, it's a great opportunity, to see what you know about the school, and then for us as a school to reflect on, okay, what do our families, our community, like, what do they not know that we need to share? So that is coming up, so we're just kind of laying the groundwork a little bit for that, and then, just kind of follow along with next steps with, Austin Charter Schools.
Very good, thank you. Okay, governance committee updates. So governance, Ms. Merle?
No updates at this time.
Ms. Lane, finance?
No updates.
Ms. Foster, academics?
I think Ms. Woodfield has, know that we'll be getting some data soon, so hopefully we'll be moving.
Chad, or sorry, Mr. Huffines, long range planning committee.
So we had our walkthrough on this building here, high school building, for our warranty, 1 year warranty items, and we had it on December 20th. So right before the holidays, and so, I'm happy to report that a lot of the items have already been, addressed. Most of the stuff inside the building, some of the stuff outside the building, so we're still kind of taking care of some of those items. Hopefully we'll get it done within the next few weeks. Good. That's all I got to report.
There's not gonna be like anything not able to address or anything like that?
Not at this time.
Okay, well, good. Thank you, Mr. Huffines. That's good news. Okay, no updates for fundraising at this time. Going to new business. Final audit approval for the 23-24 school year. Ms. Simmons?
Remember the finance committee met and, whenever the audit or was out there in the draft for the review, and then the final audit finally came in, and was uploaded at Epicenter, and in the nick of time, I think it was the day before, everything was due. And so all that was done. So it's out there for your review and approval or questions. But in all of it, there were no findings. And we met all of our bank covenants. I had to think for a minute, I'm sorry. We met our bank covenants, which was another plus, which would have been our days cash on hand and our
Debt service.
debt service, thank you. So that's out there and like your approval.
That is a lengthy document.
It's beyond lengthy. Yes, it's like a foreign language.
Yeah.
All 3 of them.
Well, and I will say, and I will have to give it up to the finance committee, they shot back a lot of questions and, and was like, hey, what about this? And what about that? So they done a really good job at taking it and chewing it up and saying, hey, what does this mean? So, and we were able to get those questions back out there, and I think we've got them all resolved, Ms. Lane, if I'm not mistaken. So the finance committee has done a great job at going through it with a fine tooth comb. But I'm always open, you know, for any questions. If I can't answer them right now, I'll be glad to, you know, get those answers.
Any questions about that audit? Ms. Cool?
I have a couple that are, probably not huge, but just, I tried to go through it. I only opened it like an hour before I left, so I didn't have a ton of time, but couple of specific things. I noticed before and after school care programs recorded an operating loss of 73,950. Can you tell me why that happens?
Yes.
Okay.
So that is the reason why it's recorded that way. It is not a loss. Neither that or the
Okay.
cafeteria. And
Okay,
Ms. Lane, if you want to, you know, you can
Yeah.
elaborate, it's just because we moved those funds from one account to the other, it looks like that account, like, because
oh,
those accounts have separate bank accounts. And so we
okay,
have to transfer those funds every month to our general operating account. So that is the exact amount that was
Got
transferred
it.
throughout the year. Does that make sense?
yes,
It-
but,
it's-
so why does it get recorded as a loss on our audit report that is like?
Yes, there's-
Yeah.
there's-
One's governmental and then the other one's business type.
Okay.
So business type is what those fall under.
Okay.
And so
Okay,
it's,
that makes sense.
moving it from the clerk board and general fund.
Okay,
Government
type.
is
Okay.
where the two.
What is, can you
It's
explain what
an
the,
easy in out, but
what's
it
the
looks-
difference?
It looks wonky.
From the
Yes, I should
business
say.
type, that's what the building is under and our bond is under that. So we've got all, you know, our real estate holdings under the business type, before and after school care.
It's the
Lunch.
school cafeteria
Mhm.
and our money market account that are, the general statute, we have to have so much in there for the just to users, the state retirement fund where we have to have so much in there.
And then the governmental is,
That's our school operating.
That's where all the state funds flow.
State,
Yeah.
federal, local.
okay, and that's an income?
Mhm.
Okay,
It's a revenue.
got it, got it.
Yeah.
Mhm, okay,
It's just, it differentiates our sources of revenue in essence, yeah.
okay.
I have another one.
Yeah, but did that answer your question?
Yes,
So that's
it did.
great.
I mean, to the best of
Yeah.
my understanding, I'm not a financial person, so. But yes, I think I understand. My other one is it possible to see a copy of last year's audit?
Sure.
Because I would love to just, as I'm going through this, I know we're voting on it tonight, but just to kind of compare and, as I'm just trying to learn myself how this all works.
Absolutely.
Okay,
I can send you one directly.
Okay.
That'll be fine.
Wonderful.
You don't have access to last year's board file, so,
Okay.
because I mean, it's in there. but
Yeah.
I'll send that. to you.
Absolutely, yeah, and I knew obviously that it's not like I could go back last year and look, because I wasn't here then. But that would be wonderful, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, I think
If
that
you
was
have any
it for me.
questions from that, Ms. Gold, just reach out to me and we'll be
Perfect.
glad to, or
Thank
Ms.
you.
Lang, either one. One of
Okay.
us we'll get it straight for you.
Okay.
Thank you for asking those questions. I'm sorry. That's helpful to me too, because I don't even know what questions to ask. So that was awesome.
All the questions finance committee had too. Some of them.
Okay, any other questions for that? Do I have a motion to approve the 23-24 final audit for Clover Garden School, Ms. Lane? Second, Mr. Young, all in favor? Thank you. Food inspections, both campuses, Ms. Simmons?
We had food inspection.
I saw that.
All of them were A's, so.
Good.
Or they were good, 100 or 99.
Very good.
That's just information.
Okay.
If you have anything, I'll call you. If you have any questions about it.
No, I think it
But
was
they were all
pretty-
A's.
looked good, self-explanatory. Any questions on, we don't have to vote on that or anything, but they do provide that to make sure we're staying.
That's
within-
actually one of the things the audit asks, we can provide those and make sure that they're in the minutes too, they come twice a year. And a health inspection on the buildings too.
This is just a general question. Do we have to post our score the way that restaurants do?
And we do.
Like in the cafeteria? I wasn't sure if we had to. I was just curious. My children, I'm sure, are curious, so.
Yeah. shouldn't be like here at the high school, it's right there at the door, as you go out. And then in the, like the K campus, it's right there as you go out too, right there by the cash register.
Yes, I'm sure they've noticed. I was just curious.
The grave, yes, ma'am. We do have this. They come in with their thermometers and everything. Oh.
Okay,
Good question.
all good questions. Anything else? Matt, okay. If not, do I have a motion to go into closed session under General Statute 143? Hang on, I gotta read all this. 318.11 A1 and 5. Miss Merle first. Miss Russell second. Have all in favor? Thank you.